Hello and welcome back to the third rail. We're going to try a different format this week for this little running session. Let's play a bit of pretend and assume for a minute that we are sometime in the early 1970s. There's a new kid on the block on the German railway network. It's the Class 103. It can reach speeds of above 200 kilometers per hour. And it's a key component of a new product strategy for the Deutsche Bundesbahn called the Intercity service. It's going to be a first-class only service targeted mainly at business customers traveling between key economic areas within Germany. Unfortunately, it's not going that fast at the moment, and we're going to have to wait quite a bit for the first high-speed line to become operational. So at the moment it's only reaching speeds of about 160 kilometers per hour. The Intercity product will replace some of the long-distance services operated currently by the Class 110, which is about 15 to 16 years old now. Capable of speeds of up to 140 kilometers an hour, this engine is still very capable and adequate for many services on the Bundesbahn network. It will remain in operation for mixed-class long-distance services, but as capacity is freed by the introduction of the new Intercity product, it will be relegated to maybe less glamorous duties such as regional passenger traffic and also local or commuter traffic. This transfer of capacity has been badly needed in other areas. Electrification has progressed on some lines and the last steam engines are being retired. And the fight with the car and the airplane is intensifying. Unfortunately, the freed up capacity will not be enough to cover all the needs. So new engines are required in this area as well. One could order more 103s, but they're not made for anything else but high-speed traffic. There could also be the possibility of ordering new 110s, but they are no longer produced. So basically, there's no other choice now than designing a new Class 110. So what are the basic requirements for this new class? Well, it should be able to carry out the same duties as the Class 110. This includes supporting the Class 103 on an as-needed basis, so it needs to be a bit faster. At the same time, the new design should address a few weaknesses that have come to light with both the Class 110 and the Class 103. For example, the Class 110 was never designed to operate on suburban services. As a result, the frequent accelerating and braking that occurs on such lines is causing excessive wear and tear and reducing the maintenance cycle. The Class 103 is also suffering from excessive wear and tear as it is not operated under the right conditions. We are now a couple of years later, in 1974, and the new Class 111 enters service. It was developed relatively quickly to fast-track the development and reduce costs. Tried and tested components of the Class 110 were used as a base for its design. It also includes a few innovations. First and foremost, a new bogie design will give it better handling at all speeds. It also includes a new standard cab design that will be used as a base for a lot of future Deutsche Bundesbahn locomotives, and there are new electronic control systems. Its official maximum service speed has been set to 150 km an hour, but it's capable of going faster to about 160 km an hour. As it's been designed with regional or commuter traffic in mind, the demands placed on the equipment by frequent acceleration and braking should not represent a big challenge for this class. And this new design is a success. The locomotive establishes itself and quickly becomes a bit of a jack of all trades, performing all sorts of duties during the 1970s. We are now in 1979, and thanks to the versatility of the design, a new version of the Class 111 enters service, which is to be used on suburban lines in major German cities, the so-called S-Bahn. This new version is equipped with everything needed to operate push-pull services, and it will be used in combination with a new type of coaches with central entry doors called the Type X. These units are known for their orange livery, but technically all Class 111 produced from 1979 onwards received the technical equipment required to operate on any line. 1979 is also the year where the first sections of high-speed lines become operational. So after 8 years of service, the Class 103 are finally able to reach speeds of up to 200 km an hour on those lines. At the same time, the Deutsche Bundesbahn introduces a new class of travel on the intercity product. So the trains will become longer and heavier. This is not good news for the E103. And in preparation for the expected amount of maintenance work that will need to be performed on the E103s as a result, the speed limit of the Class 111 is raised to 160 km an hour. So from that year it will not be uncommon to see a Class 111 pulling a TEE service. The Class 111 remains in service until today and is still performing its duties with the same level of reliability. Over the years it's seen a few livery changes. It's even been used as a fashion model to present the results of a livery study ordered by the Deutsche Bundesbahn board in 1985. None of the liveries presented then made it to production. I covered the topic in another video, which you can see a link to now at the top of the screen. In 1986, a new scheme was introduced, which was also applied to some of the Class 111s. All the liveries you've seen so far in these videos remained in service until the privatization of the Deutsche Bundesbahn in the 1990s. So as you could see in the video so far, Märklin kept a very close eye on the development of the Class 11 and issued new models or made modifications to existing ones as and when required over the years. But I think I've spoken for long enough now, so I shall hand over to the trains and leave you with a few impressions of some of my Class 111 engines running around the layout.